My name is Marlene Boney. I'm a reviewer for edtechreview.com. The URL is netsmartz.org, but when you arrive at the home page, you'll see it's called NetSmart Workshop. And one of the first things you're going to see is the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This opened in 1984, and if you go there, it'll give you all that information. And it's still going on today, and today the Congress has authorized them to perform 22 different programs with the law enforcement, families, be parents and guardians, and professionals who would be educators. If you see this 30 years of hope, this is just saying it's been 30 years since this program started. So they did create this program. Then of course across the top is just normal things. Now when you get to the netsmartz.kids.org, it's down here. It's the same thing as kids here, and the same thing with NS Teens. It's the same thing. Actually, this is teens and NS Teens put together. You would register if you wanted the materials, because in order to download the material you do have to register. You can either do this in English or in Spanish. 411 is real neat, because if you click on 411, it takes you to a page that is actually for parents and guardians or anyone else in the community, or educators if they want to use it, because you can come down here and ask any question you want. You can look at what the latest questions are and what the top 10 questions are, or you can come up here and click on Ask an Expert, and they have people who are qualified to answer any questions that anyone might have about internet safety. Or then you can go to the library and just put in put in the topic that you want to know more about. All right, and then if you will come on back, you will see that also down at the bottom there's promotional items. Well, my name is Marlene Boney, and I'm a reviewer for edtechreview.com. The URL that we're using today is netsmart.org, and I'm going to be reviewing NetSmart Workshop. When you get to NetSmart Workshop, you will see this as the home page. Now at the very top you'll see the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This actually opened in 1984, and that's what the 30 years of hope means. And they have been actually had this website for several years, but today the Congress has actually authorized them to perform about, I think it's 22 programs. It is 22 programs to assist law enforcement, or to assist parents or community people, or even educators. And then if you'll go across the top, you're going to see that this is kids.org, which is the same as this kids, and this is NS Teens, which is the same as teens and tweens. They call both of them NS Tween. And here you can see you can register, or if you've already registered, you can log in. But if you register, then you can download their materials, and they'll ask for your email and a password, and that's all, because all the materials are free. You can either do the site in English, or you can do the site in Spanish. Also up in the corner is 411. This is real interesting, because this is for parents or guardians, or really anyone in the community, or even educators. If they have questions that they need answers for, they can come in here and search, or they can look at the top 10, or they can look at the latest questions, or they can go up here and ask an expert, because they do have professionals on duty at all times to answer questions. Or you could go to the library, and if you go to the library, you can see it has the topics for them, and it'll give them a lot more information than what's in the site. So let's go on back to this. Parent and guardians, and then if we'll come down, the website is divided into parents and guardians, educators, law enforcement, teens, tweens, and kids. If you click on parents and guardians, this changes at the bottom. They can choose an issue, and all of these issues are set up under the same format, regardless of whether they're want to find out something about blogging or cell phones or children as victims, cyberbullying, so on, when they click on it, I'll click on gaming. At the very top, it's going to explain what gaming is and just some of the problems that can occur with it. And then down under that, it's going to give tips to help children game safely. And then there's always discussion starters in that section. And then down at the very bottom, it has additional resources for the parents and guardians, and it actually has a legend that you can look at. And A's activity card, B video, H handouts, P presentations, and I would be the issues. So as you look at these, you can just click on them and use them, or click on them and download them. Alright, now we're going to go back up and we're going to go to Educators this time. And Educators has a little bit different from the parents. Here on the Educators, you have an education kit, and I have used this quite a few times in my training of teachers and also when I was in the classroom. Right now, they are redoing these, and they say they're going to be, a lot bigger and better. And there is a kit for every grade level: primary, intermediate, middle, and high. And every kit will have lesson plans, and the kit includes videos with the lesson plans and handouts or tip sheets. One thing, if you have used this before, they are changing it a little bit. They will actually let you download them electronically before you've had to email them that you want them, and then they email it back, and then you download it. So I think it's probably time, for them to do that, because that's kind of the world we're in today. If you'll go back to Educators, you'll see that there's also teaching material, and even though, as we heard before, they do have kits, as we know, which has lesson plans in it. These, if we go to download, it'll actually tell you up here, this is what you can download. Activity cards, videos, internet safety presentations, safety pledges, handouts, and teachable recipes is something new that says that it's fun with actually cooking recipes, and that has something to do with internet safety. It has a resource implementation guide, which would be great to download, and then it has the educational standards. So they are this site's activities all linked to the NETS or ISTE standards for teachers. And then down here you choose your grade, or not your grade really, you choose your ages. 5 to 7, 8 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 17. And then over here you would click whatever it is that you're going to, you want some activities or videos on. And then if I click go, then it will tell me they do have activity cards on internet safety, just the basic pledges, and then they have a PowerPoint, usually if it's a presentation, and then they have quizzes. Alright, now if we'll go back again to Educators one more time and look down to the very bottom, we'll see that they do have promotional items. I've used the promotional items several times, but I didn't really think that I had to pay. If I did, it was I think like the printing cost. But it says you can decorate your classroom. They have, posters and things like that. What I have used has been the handouts, and I've used them when I've had big groups, and they have got them to me immediately, so I've been very happy with that. Alright, now let's go on up to law enforcement, and the only thing I'm going to show you here is that they have videos for the law enforcement group that they can watch or download, just like the other groups. In the presentations, they also have slideshows that they can download so that they can work in the community and help people with that. And they have a section called tip sheets. Now I'll go ahead and go to these tip sheets, but and you can see that there's quite a few of them, but the tip sheets are also located over here, and so whenever this pops up, you can always get the tip sheets, whether or not you're law enforcement or parents and guardians or educators. Alright, let's go back for just a second to law enforcement, and if you'll see down that they also have the same promotional items that the handouts and things that they might want to raffle off as prizes. All right, now let's go on to the next one, which is teens. Teens is quite different from the tweens and the kids. The teens actually have 3 sections, and they have real life stories, and the real life stories feature stories of teens that have actually gone through some form of victimization, and they tell what has happened to them in hopes that the teens who are listening will learn from their mistakes, and then and they're hoping also that maybe teens can see why it's important to talk to their parents or to another adult. And then they have another section, and it's called Teens Talk Back. And this, again, these are videos, and these videos are about kids their age, and they talk about what they think about cyberbullying and social networking and online gaming. So, they usually relate very well to these videos. And then finally, they have one section called Report to Cyber Tip Line. And if you visit here on the cyber tip line, you can make a cyber tip line report. They need to know that it is operated in partnership with the FBI, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, U.S. Postal Inspections, and so on. And if you give a report, which they won't know who's given the report, but they'll know who it's being reported on, then they will report this to your local police department. So you need to make sure that your teens don't just go in and make a report because they're mad at someone. Okay, I'm going to go back to teens again and see that this is actually, the section that they have for teens, but a lot of times the teens like to do the tween section. And the tween section has videos, games, comics, and biographies. The biographies are of all of the characters that appear in the comics and appear in the games, and in some of the videos that are animated. So we'll look down here for just a second, and we'll go to the videos, and you can see that there's quite a few of the videos, and they're all on different types of internet safety issues, and they're very, very good. I've used them many, many times. And then if you go to the games section, you can see that there's not a whole lot of games, but these games are some of them are pretty, I'd say take them 5 to 10 minutes to do, and they like to do them over and over. And then if you'll go to the comics section, the comics section it's called Stand Up, Buy or Stand Up, and this is really a great section because they actually go in and they start this, and I'll just go ahead and start it so you can see how it starts. And when it starts, you'll have a schoolhouse, and the bell will ring, and then they go into the school, and they actually control what goes on. And when questions are asked, that they actually have to answer the questions, and this, again, is all on an issue in internet safety. And then the biographies are the biographies of all of these characters. And these are the characters that you'll find in the videos and in the games and even in the cartoons. So this is what you would find here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to teens and tweens again, just to remind you that these two do kind of work hand in hand, and a lot of things that you'll find in the teens will be in the tweens. So and that's good to know that they kind of work hand in hand. The kids section is really quite different, and it has a guy right here named.
Are you enjoying your summer?
His name is Clicky. Now Clicky is the internet safety robot of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and he's got a new video out this year, and it's to get the word out about internet safety, and it says that it's for all levels 5 through 17. I haven't seen the video yet, so I don't know, but this part has a section up here that's quite lengthy and has a lot of activities, but down at the very bottom you'll see Crazy Kazoo, because the activity of the month this month is to show them how to make a kazoo. Parents are going to love that one. But anyway, every month it's a different one. And then this one on Hall of Fame, if you click here, this is
Welcome to the netsmartz Kids Hall of Fame. Meet this month's featured Hall of Famer.
Alright, this is actually in July. They do have an email section that you will see. It's located up here. Whether or not teachers or the school system, will allow them to use this, because it's really, they can email the characters. But these are emails to Clicky, and like this is from Jeremy and Jason, and so they actually put it in there. It was just an email that they received. But kids K through 5, they love to see their name, up in the Hall of Fame. Let me stop this again. And then we've got the video of the month. And this video, I'm not going to show you any of it, but it's a road trip wrap. And they actually take a little car and it goes across the country. And they try to identify what the state is according to what landmark. They say there's probably 8 or 10 states that they visit. And it's really neat. The kids will love it. And then on this vote, during the school year, you can vote on which game you like the best. And they do have a lot more games than you saw in the tweens section. But right now they're asking you, would you rather watch videos, or would you rather play the games? Or maybe would you rather do something else, or would you just rather aggravate your little brother or little sister when you're on a road trip? But anyway, that's what's at the bottom here. Now if you go up here, the very first one is called RBS Adventure. RBS is an adventure about a Router. Router is the dog that is in all of the videos, and you can either do interactive adventure, which actually is a game, or you can watch the movie. And the movie is, again, this is an internet safety movie, and it's something the kids really like. It's about 25 minutes long. And it also has, there's materials that you can print that goes along with this. So this is called RBS, Router's Birthday Surprise. The next one is Club UIN. And Club UIN stands for Using Your netsmartz. And this, usually on Club UIN, they'll have movies and so, but right now this goes to this because I guess they're working on the movies and updating them also. Alright, now they do still have some of the older movies that are in. They're still good. I've watched them, or had my kids watch them, or had the teachers that I've been training watch them. But you can see they have a lot of them. And I won't go, even go down to the very end. But these are videos that you can just go right ahead, and they're called Learn with Clicky, and you can, go ahead and watch them, or I haven't done the dance along, but I'm sure that's a new one that's on. But anyway, and then the next one are the games, and as you can see, this one is password wrap, and so on. Don't open that file, and so on and so on. I did do Clicky's Quest, and this reminded me a lot of some of the games that I had done a long time ago, but it's where you jump over things and you catch things and you go to the next area. So anyway, I did okay on it. And then the next thing that they got is new, and I looked through this. There are not a whole lot, but there are a few ebooks, and I think there's just 3 right now, but they're all on internet safety issues. And when you go to them, it'll ask you if you want to read it yourself or if you want them to read it. And when you go and ask them to read it, then these characters come in and read parts when they talk about them, and it's really entertaining. You can also print materials that goes along with the ebooks. And then here's another thing that doesn't have anything in it right now, and that's the free stuff. They were giving away things like t-shirts, well, crafts, charts, posters, things like that. And now here's the email section, and if you click on the email section, you'll see that you can email any of these characters, and then enter your email here, and then put your message in, and then click send, because you can postmark it. So, or it says you can send an e-card. That one I'm not sure they have perfected, because I did try to send one, and it may have been I just didn't put the the email in. I was trying to send it out of here, and that may have been the problem. Alright, and then finally they have the biographies also, like they have in the others, and what they do is they tell you all about the character, and there's even fun things that you can do as you go through and learn about the characters. This is Marlene Boney, and I'm signing off now. I am a reviewer from edtechreview.com.